Hello everyone, this is Nominal Investor and welcome back to the channel. I'm literally about to talk about NIO and my expectations for the quarter 2 results. Now obviously we know that for quarter 1 they did us slightly worse than quarter 4 2019. So just last quarter ended March 31st. If you look at the profit margin, you can see that they're down by just overall gross profit margin is negative 15% right here for this is recent, so this is from like September 30th to it was updated basically April 1st 2020, but so this is taking into account the last quarter, which is quarter 1. Now we do know that overall if you look at the margins and everything in general, you can see right here NIO gross margin historical data. So you guys can see how the last quarter of 2019, obviously they had slightly more revenue than the first quarter of 2020, but that's normal. As I've told you guys, NIO, also Tesla, a lot of these car companies, they tend to have very good quarters towards the end of the year. So it's usually quarter 3 and quarter 4 where they do better than their previous quarters that year. So that's why I can expect NIO to do really good this quarter 2020. Even with this pandemic and everything, NIO has already done very well so far and beating their last year numbers pretty much quarter over quarter, month by month. They've been doing very good, with the exception of last month, which was July, where they basically they only delivered about 3,500 vehicles. Now look, the reason why they only did about 3,500, which is slightly less than June 2020, is because there was a 5-day shutdown for the facility because of the flood that took place. So that kind of impacted their productivity. I'm pretty sure even if that didn't happen, they would still be a little bit behind June 2020. June 2020 was their record-breaking month for NIO. Now, guys, we all know that Tesla right now is leading in the largest EV market, which is in China right now. Tesla is the #1 EV car. As you guys can see, China electric vehicle sales January to June 2020. So Tesla, NIO, they're not wasting their time by targeting China. They're not wasting their time or money, resources by going after the China EV market, really, because this bar right here, this graph, or I guess you guys can say this right here, can pretty much let you know how important the China EV market is to a lot of these EV companies. Just off 2020, the past 6 months, you guys can see how the Tesla Model 3, Tesla's flagship sedan, this one did 142,000 vehicles sold. Now a lot of those cars, over a third of those vehicle sales, come from China alone. So if you see how 142, right, almost 50,000 vehicles, which is a little bit more than a third of that amount right there, comes from China alone. So that's why NIO having 11,711 vehicle sales this year 2020, that's a big deal because they're in the top 10. If you count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, NIO's number 7, and for their ES6, which is their more affordable car in the ES line. So they're doing pretty good. They're outselling the Cherry EQ. They're outselling the home-based competitor Li Zing 1, whatever it's called. They're outselling a lot of these cars like the BYD Yuan. A lot of these other EV cars, they're getting pretty much destroyed by NIO. Now you may think that this is like nothing, 11,000 vehicles. If you compare that to Tesla, it's not a lot. Obviously, that's like 1/5 of Tesla's sales. But NIO's only been around for a couple years, only about 2 or 3 years where they've really been around. So they still need that. They need to figure out a problem, how to solve their scaling problem that's happening right now. They need to scale their production a little more so that they can deliver more cars. Now, we do know that NIO, they have a very good product. The cars are luxurious. They're very nice looking. They have the NIO House, NIO Power. You have the NIO app. Like, everything is just a brand. This is a brand that's pretty much going after the China EV market. And I think because obviously they have the Chinese government backing it. They also have a lot of banks from over there, like you also have companies like Tencent, like tech companies from China backing this company up, which those companies and the government, you could say other banks, they pretty much own a stake in NIO at this point, because they're gonna do everything they can to make sure this company succeeds and that it doesn't fail. So in the long term, I think this company can end up being number 2. So even with Tesla leading in sales and everything, I still think that NIO can do very well and they can become profitable. Now guys, there's some consolidation right here in the price for the past couple weeks, but it's okay. I think that if they report a quarter, I don't think they will be profitable, because this is only quarter 2 2020. They seem to do much better in the last quarter of the year than they do in like the middle or beginning of the year. So I can expect NIO to report a loss, just maybe not as a big of a loss as the previous quarters, but I can still see them reporting a loss. I'm being realistic, guys. I still think that just overall they might do better than expected. So I expect NIO's gross margin to be below 10%. I really do. I think that they can get below. Right now they're losing about $150 million to $170 million. I think that they can reduce their losses. I think that they can get below that. I think that they will not have anything more than 100 million in losses. So that will be very big for NIO if they can get below $100 million in losses. That will mean that they're actually taking steps in the right direction to reduce their losses per quarter, and that eventually they will be profitable. And remember, it took Tesla a very long time for them to be consistent in their profits. When you look at the grand scheme of things, I think that NIO, they will be profitable and consistently. It will take time. You guys have to be patient. Now the stock is very cheap. It's actually dirt cheap in my opinion. I think the stock should be around $50 to $60 right now with their sales and everything. And I want to show you guys something. So this is Tesla vehicle sales. These are quarterly deliveries. So as you can see, it took Tesla about 3.5 years for them to actually break through the 20,000 vehicle mark in deliveries per quarter. So that's insane, guys. So with NIO delivering 3,000 to 4,000 vehicles per quarter, I think that they're still halfway there to getting to that 20,000 mark like Tesla. Keep in mind, Tesla was only profitable or consistently in the past few quarters, so only when they started getting 80,000 vehicles per quarter, which is insane. But NIO still has a while to go, guys. Be patient. With more sales, that will mean more revenue, and I think that they will just become more efficient in producing their cars, and just scaling up, that will reduce costs for sure. At the rate that NIO is growing right now in deliveries and everything sales, I think that by quarter 4 of this year, NIO will finally post a quarter where they break even at least, or if not, become profitable. But this quarter 2 2020, I think, so last quarter, which is quarter 2 2020, I think that NIO will still report a loss, but it won't be as significant as the previous quarter. So I feel like that will be sort of good news. Anything like that is good news for NIO at this point. And the price of NIO should go up slightly, if not a dollar or two, if anything, if people just see like the potential and see how NIO is actually taking steps in the right direction and reducing their costs and actually trying to become more profitable. That will allow the price to actually go up and get past this right here where it stays stagnant. It looks like a bull flag has already been formed with the candlesticks right here. Like you can see, I can see NIO breaking past that previous resistance easily. So yeah, that's my opinion on NIO stock. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely subscribe for more bullish content on NIO, and there's a bunch of links in the description. If you guys want to support me, check them out. Free stocks, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.